Welcome back, superstars. So I have been here chatting with Phil M. Jones, author of Exactly What to Say. This is his book, which has sold over 1.4 million copies worldwide. We just had a beautiful conversation. I invite you to check it out about how to sell 1 million copies of a book, or as many books as you may want. And I'm taking this opportunity that he's sitting here with me, and we got the cameras rolling, and I want him to take a look at my new book and what I'm creating, and maybe give me some ideas about what I could do with this. So this is it. This is my baby. This came to me, this is a poem that came to me in a dream in March of 2021. I've never written a poem before. I like to joke, it's the truth, that the last poem I wrote before this was probably written in crayon and started with roses are red.
Oh.
Seriously, I'm not a poet.
It was a love note, Valentine's Day type thing?
Certainly.
Okay.
And I was a lover, you know, as a kid. I always had these crushes. So this book, this came to me, not the concept, the words. One of the stanzas came to me in a dream. I couldn't go back to sleep. I woke up, wrote it down, and kept writing. Wrote all of these stanzas in the span of about 2 hours.
Okay.
From nothing. And then shared it with a few people, read it a few times, did a little open mic thing, and then forgot about it.
Right.
And then I was talking to our mutual friend, Viral Workman.
Yeah.
He invited me to come and keynote at his event, and I said, I don't really have anything for your audience. And he told a story about some guy who wrote a kid's book and came in and talked about that. And I said, well, I've got a poem.
Yeah.
He said, do something with that. So I went and found an illustrator, and voila, this is what I created.
And here we are. Here we have
we
this.
are.
But I want to fly. Okay. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what we talked about in the last video and apply it towards this. Is this what we're doing right now?
I think so.
Okay.
Just give me, I'd love to just hear your thoughts about what I could do with this, what you think of it. You know.
Well, let's start at the beginning. Is this a proven method book or a big idea book?
I guess it's a big idea book. I mean, well, actually, no, it's a proven method book.
Okay, could be a bit of both.
Yeah, it is.
But it's not documenting a proven method.
It kind of is in a way. Can I explain what I mean by this?
Well, how about this then?
Okay.
Sell me on the big idea and sell me on the proven method.
Okay, all right. The big idea is that it's never too late to dust off your dreams and dive into your destiny.
That's a pretty big idea, right? It's never too late to dust off your dreams and to chase your destiny.
That's right.
With the key part of that being that's never too late. I think that is a big idea, right? I think too many people think shoulda, woulda, coulda, or that was yesterday's opportunity, not today's or tomorrow's. I think that's a big idea.
Okay.
I would argue that you cannot get a proven method, because I'm not going to leave with a how-to on this, right?
Let me sell you on the idea of why this might be a proven method book. Because there's a process that I lay out here. Now, it's archetypal in nature, and it's still a process. And it is a process that I use with my clients.
Got it.
And the process is, how do you, number one, tap into the new dream or the old one that you're rekindling? And how do you let go of the regret, shame, guilt, fear that has stopped you in the past or that you're feeling trapped by, and step into that new vision?
Right.
And there's an actual process in here of doing that.
But that process in here is subliminal.
It is.
And it's hidden.
It's more archetypal, more allegorical.
So if you launch a big idea book properly, you find the proven method.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
Whereas if you lead with a proven method,
Okay.
people then go on to be able to discover big ideas.
Okay.
So I think, one's a route in and one's a route out.
Okay.
And what you have here for me, crystal clear, is that this is a big idea book, a
Okay.
really big idea book. And I think getting that important to front of mind is what are you selling?
Okay.
Is when you're looking to be able to message any form of modality is we'll talk towards the pain of, who do you know that had a dream that gave up on the dream? Is, how many times have you thought about, how many times have you considered what you could have been, what you should have been, what was meant to be, but wasn't meant to be because.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's actually the thing that is a message here. Now let's keep pushing this through some questions.
Okay.
Who are the people that this is looking to help?
Well, actually, so the target audience that I had come up with was my existing audience. I thought this would be a book for people like me, consultants, coaches, speakers who have audiences of people that they're serving, that this would be an inspirational gift, that this would be a welcome gift into a coaching program, that this would be not a children's book. I mean, I've changed the title. This is just a proof, a mock-up. It's an adventure book for dreamers of all ages. The idea is that it's really for people like us who have audiences and want to give something to that audience, is what I was thinking.
And I love that, and it gives us some hyper-specificity that says this is a book that is to help coaches, trainers, coaches, consultants start a conversation.
Sure.
That's who it's for. What's the problem it's looking to try and solve to get them into being able to perhaps help others understand that more is possible.
Yeah.
Perhaps understand that now is not too late.
Yeah.
Perhaps understand that all of a sudden you can think differently. There is an alternative way, etc.
Yeah.
So there's one lens, right? You can help coaches, trainers, consultants to be able to start a conversation with their ideal audience to open their mind towards the fact that they can be more thoughtful around their own personal success. And then if you have a method, people are more likely to be ready for that method to be able to get you there. But who else?
Well, I'm also thinking that, so who's come out of the woodwork on this is parents.
Okay.
They actually do feel like they would share it with their kids. Not super young kids, because there's some darkness in there, but parents who want their kids to really understand that they can live a big dream, that they don't have to limit themselves.
And parents with kids of what ages?
I would say older kids, maybe 10 and up.
Okay, 10 and up to where?
Well, see, it's for dreamers of all ages, but okay, kids.
But you said it's for parents, right?
10 to 18. I feel like this could be a graduation present.
Right.
This, to me, feels like a cross between Dr. Seuss, Oh, the Places You'll Go, and maybe a Shel Silverstein, Where the Sidewalk Ends.
I get it. But you say parents. This is not necessarily going to be a book that's going to help my parents to inspire me.
No.
This is a book for parents of...
10 to 18, let's see. Or even 10 to 30, or,
10 to having left the house and being able to live by themselves by their own means. 10 to having their lives figured out. Got it. And what's it going to help those parents do?
I think empower their kids, inspire their kids to take risks.
And give permission.
Give permission.
Right? Give permission to be able to say that they're going to outperform. But you see, even just by quizzing through these couple of lenses, what we're starting to do is, this isn't a book for dreamers and adventurers that want to be able to achieve more. This is a book for coaches and consultants and trainers that want to be able to have more effective conversations that allow people to understand that more is possible so that they can decide to be able to plug into my method. This is a book for parents that can allow them to plant ideas that they failed to be able to get clear on for their kids at an earlier stage of their life, to give them permission that actually they still can achieve more than they have done as parents. And whilst those children are still impressionable, that what it can do is it can be the catalyst to a bigger conversation that can help them find their method of being able to get there. It can have them to be able to set themselves free to travel, to go explore the world, to go and learn from others, to be able to achieve greatness.
It's parents of kids graduating maybe from high school and taking a gap year, or that they want to take a gap year, for example. But
this hyper-specificity about who are the people this is going to help and what the problems it's going to solve for them is a long exercise to keep going and say, okay, we got these people and these solutions.
So
these
keep
people,
going.
keep
And
going.
who else?
And get as much as you can. But you're going to find, well, this could help professional speakers to do this, and some of those. Or this could help corporate executives. And what happens is, though, the scenario and the payoff changes in all of these scenarios. And without having that, you're at risk of saying, buy my book, buy my book,
which
buy my book.
No, we don't want to do. I got it.
So who are the people you're looking to help? What are the problems you're going to solve? Step, repeat, step, repeat, step, repeat. Now, more importantly than all of that is what makes this successful to you?
To me?
Yep.
I want millions of people to buy it and read it. I want people to do it. I want people to implement it. I want people to have conversations about, how they've stuck and stopped themselves and they're ready to try something new. I want it to inspire people.
I love that. And the hard thing is I don't know whether you're going to get there, right? Because it's too ambiguous. There's too, you don't get to say I've done it.
1 million copies. That's what I want.
Well, the reason that it's difficult to answer is because I asked a stupid question.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
You never ask stupid questions, Phil.
But I did to prove the point. It's you probably need to set at least 3 levels of success of a book. And the first I would say is, what is worst case scenario? How do you get to be successful with this book regardless? Something within your control. You say, if I do that, ching, this was worth it.
I would say 10,000 copies sold.
Okay, so 10,000 copies sold is worst case scenario.
Yeah.
Now, this is all about the metric of numbers sold. I'd add some other things to that. It says, well, worst case scenario is I love it. Worst case scenario is I get to be able to own the illustrations. We
already have those, and I'm very happy with that. So we already hit level 1, actually.
Right. So create some versions of winning that you're like, this is already a victory in my world. Worst case scenario is that my coaching clients that I currently work with love it and it works for them. Worst case scenario is, and purposefully lower the bar, but also add depth to
Okay.
a version of winning that's here.
Okay.
Then say, well, what am I really here for? Here's my mid-tier.
Okay.
That might be your 10,000 units, of which at least half are strangers and didn't know me before.
Okay. I like that.
Adding that specificity to it says, well, it's not just 10,000 units, it's at least 5,000 brand new people that met me because
I got
of the
another
book.
one.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, another kind of goal, I would say, would be that it allows me to create a keynote.
Okay.
That because this I feel like is a vehicle for a keynote,
Yep.
and I'm
is
really
that a worst
excited.
case scenario, or is
No.
that what you're really here for?
That's what I'm really here for.
All right.
I love that. I'm really jazzed about it. I'm excited to do it. And that's, I don't know if you know this about me, but I have a mantra, which is I create from pleasure.
Yep.
And that feels pleasurable to me to create a new keynote that's got this built into it. Feels so juicy. Like I could call anybody up and say, you're going to love this.
Love it. Love it. So these are real tangible goals now, right?
Yeah.
These are things that were within your position of power. They're things that you can get after. And then I'd add one more level that said if today was your birthday and you could have everything you dream of, and we go to La La Utopia Land, what's the biggest stretch goal that you can imagine of what success would look like?
The
with this book?
biggest stretch
Yeah.
goal? I just hung out with Jack Canfield last
Okay.
weekend, and I found out that he has sold 500 million copies of Chicken Soup for the Soul.
Yeah, that's frightening, right?
That's my goal.
All
That's my big stretch goal. It's my birthday.
Yeah.
I get to do whatever I want.
And I'm going to give you another one. They make a movie of it.
Yes. Yes.
Right?
Okay. Yes.
So be playful with stretch goals in here as well. And what I'm hoping that you're realizing, and then any of you folks are realizing right now, is this work before the work is important. It's
Okay.
who are the people you're looking to help and what are the problems they're looking to solve. Cross, 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 cross.
Yeah.
You know, what does success look like? Let's get worst case scenario. Let's get what am I really here for? And then if today was my birthday.
Got it.
And be bold and brave in all of those areas. But now you're in control.
Okay.
You got clarity, you're in the driving seat, you know who it's for, you know what you're looking to try and help those people do because of it, and you've got your success metrics all perfectly aligned that what you can do is lean into this project, not just like, hey, I want to be successful, but like, I know what success is, and I know who the people are I'm looking to help, and what I'm looking to try and do to be able to help them make this helpful for them. Make sense?
So much sense. Thank you so much, Phil. That was so rich, so juicy, so valuable. I really appreciate it.
My absolute pleasure.
Thank you, Phil.
I think you just got to find answers to
Okay.
that question is how do you never leave launch mode?
Okay.
Think of every scenario you're in and have an intentional action that says, I can launch my book here.
Okay.
And that's a list of 1,000 things.
Okay.
Like, you're not
All right.
going to run
But
out.
get into that mindset, sit down and brainstorm things like that.
And the pre-launch campaign is more important than the launch campaign.